US First Lady Jill Biden has been tested positive for COVID-19, and this is coming at a time when President Biden is scheduled to arrive in Delhi later this week. On 7th, he's flying from USA. 8th, 9th, 10th, he's staying in Delhi, and on Sunday also he's going to Vietnam. So this news of his wife being tested positive came days before his travel schedule of this week. But President Biden, who was tested following his wife's, COVID positive outcome, he has been tested negative. So this is a good news. And also, White House has released a week ahead plan for President Biden, and that includes his Delhi's visit and his Hanoi's visit. President Biden has been, impacted. He was COVID positive last year in July. Jill Biden had also been found positive once before, but this is coming at a very crucial time when it was being looked at a very crucial U.S. visit to India. President Biden would have been, traveling India first time. He has traveled India back in various capacity as premier, vice president of USA, and in the other ministerial capacity. But as a president, it would have been his first visit. The last US president who had visited Delhi was Donald Trump, who visited Delhi in 2020. And since then, India has been looking forward to a US presidential visit. This year, we saw in the month of June, last week of June, Prime Minister Modi was invited by Biden's family to attend a White House dinner, which was very big in nature, and it also strengthened India-US bilateral ties, where we saw many aspects of India-US relationship being discussed, and several key and important dealings in critical mineral technology, critical technology, and nuclear technology, space cooperation, defense cooperation, people-to-people exchange, and mobility. Those were signed. But with the latest, coming of President Biden's Delhi, there is another chance when Prime Minister Modi will be having a good opportunity to discuss with President Biden all the aspect of bilateral relationship and what all needs to do to take forward what they committed during an official state visit of Prime Minister Modi in Washington DC earlier this year. Also, President Biden is expected to visit Vietnam. We have seen several reports also saying that President Biden may be visiting or maybe having a schedule later, sometimes later, few weeks from now, to have a meeting with North Korean President Kim Jong Un. So there are tight engagement of President Biden, and amidst all the tight schedule, this COVID positiveness of his wife, would that dampen the travel schedule of President Biden? That remains to be seen. But for now, we know that President Biden has been very actively pursuing his political career also in USA, where he is trying to present himself as the next presidential candidate. That will be historic in nature because he is 80 years of age, and there hasn't been a history where a person of this age has provided himself for the presidential campaign, and his party has been supporting him, but we'll have to see whether he'll be able to secure enough of vote to stand for the presidential candidate. Republicans have, of course, been blaming that President Biden is too old to be in White House, and Donald Trump has. We have seen the very intense and acrimonious political campaign going ahead following Donald Trump's conviction and the way he has been handling his political campaign. And President Biden was also very intensively, going ahead with his political campaign. Jill Biden, the president's wife, will remain in Delaware Beach House, where she was. President Biden, however, has moved back to Washington to take care of the normal day-to-day routine. The White House normal protocol remains the same. Anybody who has a meeting with President Biden is tested COVID first, and then only after a negative report is there, he or she can meet President Biden. So this has been the protocol which the White House is still following. But with the latest update in COVID, in the family of President Biden, when his wife herself has been found positive with COVID, how the protocol of White House is going to change, how the president is going to travel, and what COVID protocols he will be following in India, that remains to be seen.